last commander deck list for Edge of Eternities just dropped, and now I'm here to check out whether you should pick it up or not. Today, I want to talk about counterintelligence, and see if this deck list is going to give you the bang for your buck. We'll go over commanders, best cards, monetary value, and even some upgrades. Let's get started. Just like the last list, this deck has 2 commanders, a spaceship and a regular creature. In Spirit Flagship Vessel is a 3-drop blue-red-white spacecraft that lets you choose between charge counters and 1/1 counters. Then, you can give artifacts hexproof and indestructible. This is a good way to keep your deck of artifact creatures very safe, and is a super strong card. Very solid, especially for that cheap cost. Then we've got Kilo Apogee-Mind, a much simpler haste 3/3 blue-red-white that proliferates anytime it taps. Simple, but that haste is gonna do it wonders. Unfortunately, I have a similar problem with this deck compared to the last. One of the abilities of the other is so incredibly powerful that the other one is just comparatively worse. With this being an artifact deck that is so heavily reliant on charge counters, being able to proliferate often is gonna be a lifesaver. While In Spirit can give charge counters out, he can't do it as immediately as Kilo can, and definitely not as well. For this reason, I'm gonna choose Kilo Apogee-Mind as the face commander, and I'm rating the value of the deck assuming you choose this as your commander too. But now that we've picked a commander, and we understand our game plan is all about proliferating as often as possible, what can we look for in the best cards? For starters, we're getting a reprint of Tekkathol, a card that shot up in price for Final Fantasy's Counter Blitz Precon. Basically, you proliferate twice whenever you proliferate. An absolutely insane card that I'm happy to see here. Another insane Final Fantasy card, Resourceful Defense, is a banger to see here, and for any spacecraft deck. Anytime a permanent leaves the field by any means, you can move counters on it to another permanent. While most people would be thinking about 1/1 counters for this card, this can also be used for charge counters, of which this deck has many. This is an absolute unit of a card for this deck. But if you were wondering if it gets better, Joria, Weatherlight Captain, is an insane card. Every time you play a historic spell, you can draw a card. Why is this good? There are 45 cards in this deck that count as artifacts. 6 of those are lands. This card can trigger 39 times if you were to play every single artifact card, not counting replays. This card is amazing, but I can talk about good cards all day. At the end of the day, we still need to figure out the value of this deck. Let me start by saying it's subjective. If you think you would like this deck, then by all means buy it. I know I will. But if you're looking for cash in singles, this deck is around $196 using optimized printings on Architect. Not sponsored, but I'd love to be. Anyway, most of the value is coming from the creature cards, namely Tekkathol, Cyberdrive Awakener, and a reprint of Swan Song in a Precon? Absolutely insane value. This deck ranks a bit higher in value compared to the other Precon, and it's easy to see why. This deck slaps hard. Again, if you think the value is worth it, definitely get it. But before I move to the next section, let me cover something else really quickly. I think these videos are fantastic ways to determine how you should spend your money, and if it's been useful to you in any way, consider subscribing. Subscribing lets me know you enjoy stuff like this and want to see more. Plus, you can always unsubscribe later. With that, I'll let you get back to the video. Let's go over some awesome upgrades for the deck. Some insane cards, whether you're playing Bracket 4 or Bracket 2. Freed from the Real is a card I've seen a lot of people talk about, especially when it comes to infinites. If you've got a way to get mana, a way to tap Kilo, and a way to untap Kilo with this ability, you've got more than enough to proliferate counters to get what you need done. This is especially nasty if you have an infect deck, but Freed from the Real works just as well with the Relic of Legends, an insane card that lets you tap a legendary creature for mana, and it can tap for mana by itself. This pairs really well with any of the infinite loops, and honestly it's really good for mana. In my opinion, a better commander sphere. But the most powerful infinite loop comes from Urza, Lord High Artificer, a card that many commander players are likely familiar with. Apart from enabling another combo of Freed from the Real, you can create a colorless construct that gets 1/1 for each artifact you own. It also allows you to play cards from the top of your library, which is not too bad. But maybe you're not looking to go infinite. Thoughtcast is an insanely powerful card, especially with there being 45 artifacts in the deck. You should have no problem reducing this cost and getting some super easy card draw. Maybe not crazy, but definitely important. But last up from the new set, Tezzeret Cruel Captain, a planeswalker that gains loyalty counters anytime an artifact enters, and lets you cheat out Soul Ring every game. I believe this is going to be a staple for any artifact deck. But that's all I've got. Will you be picking this deck up? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and please subscribe for more.